Perched high above the river Rance, overlooking the medieval rooftops of Dinan, stands a fortress that has watched centuries unfold, the Château de Dinan. Its walls have seen war and peace, ambition and betrayal, and the slow march of time that turns stone into legend. The story begins in the late 14th century. Brittany, a proud and independent duchy, had just emerged from the Breton War of Succession, a conflict that tore the land apart for over 2 decades. It was in this fragile time of reconstruction that Duke John IV of Brittany sought to strengthen his power. He chose Dinan, a prosperous trading town, as a key defensive stronghold. And in 1384, construction began on the castle's massive keep. From the very start, Dinan Castle was more than just a home, it was a statement. A statement of authority, carved into granite. Its thick walls, deep moat, and towering presence were a warning to anyone who dared to challenge the Duke's rule. Strategically placed along the route between Normandy and the heart of Brittany, it became one of the most important fortresses in the region. As the 15th century dawned, the castle became both a military bastion and a seat of ducal prestige. The keep's interior was fitted with chambers for the Duke and his court. Outside, the ramparts offered a sweeping view of the Rance Valley, a perfect vantage point for spotting approaching armies or welcoming royal guests. Within these walls, alliances were forged, disputes settled, and strategies drawn in candlelit halls. But the world was changing. By the 16th century, the rise of gunpowder and artillery began to alter the nature of warfare. Dinan Castle adapted, its defenses were reinforced, yet it also became more comfortable, reflecting Renaissance influences that reached even the far corners of Brittany. It was no longer just a fortress, it was a residence fit for nobility. Despite these changes, the castle could not escape the shifting tides of history. In the centuries that followed, Brittany was eventually united with France, and Dinan's strategic importance began to fade. By the 18th century, the once proud stronghold found itself serving a very different purpose, as a prison. Its thick walls, built to keep enemies out, now kept prisoners in. In the 19th century, a growing awareness of France's medieval heritage sparked a new chapter for the castle. Restoration work began, aiming to preserve this symbol of Breton identity for future generations. Historians, architects, and craftsmen worked to ensure that the Château de Dinan would remain standing, not as a military power, but as a monument to history. Today, the castle is open to visitors, inviting them to step back into the world of dukes and knights. You can climb the spiral staircases worn smooth by centuries of footsteps, stand atop the ramparts where centuries once kept watch, and gaze out over the same landscapes that inspired medieval chronicles. Inside, museum displays bring the past to life, telling the story of Dinan's people, its rulers, and the turbulent centuries that shaped this remarkable town. The Château de Dinan is more than stone and mortar. It is a living chronicle, a place where the echoes of clashing swords, the whispers of diplomacy, and the footsteps of history still linger. Standing here, you are not just looking at the past. You are standing in it.